Is that the lions? Is that the lions singing, Miss Anastasia? He says, it's those noisy lions again, I tell you. Those noisy lions. They're singing all day, every day. Hey, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. I found Anastasia hanging out in one of her favorite hangout spots here in her free-roaming habitat. That's her turning around and eyeing up a UTV that's just passing by. And I caught Miss Anastasia here hanging out in one of her favorite places. It's actually a recycled drainage culvert that you've actually seen in a handful of our habitats. And this has been a perfect habitat amenity for a cat like Anastasia, who, as we know, is a little bit more on the shyer side. Our pretty lady being our former Cat in Crisis, the namesake of our Cats in Crisis campaign that happened earlier this spring when Miss Anastasia arrived as a cat in crisis. Hey, pretty girl. And Miss Anastasia coming to the sanctuary with a rather confusing story, as well as her being physically injured. Her nose, you guys I'm sure remember, being severely wounded. Pretty gruesome looking, actually, much of the skin having been ripped off. Her tail being degloved. And severely underweight. Miss Rainier actually had giardia as well. Not Rainier. Miss Anastasia. Just because you look like Rainier doesn't mean you are Rainier. And man alive, that's when I say former cat in crisis. Anastasia is a shell of what she arrived here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, and she stands as an example for many here at the Wildcat Sanctuary who come from their previous life and come into their wild at heart life here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. And the proof is in the pudding, Miss Rainier. I'm just going to zoom out for a moment to give everybody some perspective and also welcome everyone who's just joining us. That's Cougar Rainier hanging out in her little culvert. Give everyone a glance at her habitat here. So you can see that's obviously one of her favorite hangouts. Gives her a good vantage point towards the back of her habitat where I am, as well as her being able to keep an eye out on caretakers. She's a very observant girl, and so not only this helps her observe, but it also gives her, just that extra layer of security and that sense of security that a cat like Miss Anastasia requires to be happy and comfortable during her wild at heart life. But I was going to zoom out just to show you all of the habitat amenities that Miss Anastasia takes advantage of, not just her little culvert there, but obviously you can see her habitat leading up to a heated bungalow, which was obviously these two habitats. Anastasia lives right next to Bella, the bobcat. These two habitats were constructed this past summer. So new bungalow for Miss Anastasia. Just to my left, she also has a heated option outside the heated insulated den box. And now it doesn't look like looks like she's coming into her own here and is getting a little more comfortable with the paparazzi. I've been sure to slow blink at this pretty girl to let her know that I mean her no harm. It's cool, that Tammy and the staff here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, and now I'm passing it on to my interns, teach us these little techniques to help keep cats like Anastasia more comfortable. So another thing, is Judson. Another thing that I'm doing is I kind of have my body facing a different direction, just trying not to come face on to her to appear larger than I actually am. And another thing you heard me mention is I'm slow blinking a lot. That'll help Miss Anastasia calm down. And as well, the paparazzi needs to do his best to not use his loud voice and project. So that's another thing that I can do for Miss Anastasia to help her keep comfortable and feel safe and secure, because in her forever home here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, that is exactly what we want. We are here to cater to you, Miss Anastasia, and give you exactly the life that you deserve. And even if I just rustle, if I just move my knee or something just a bit, Miss Anastasia is very keen and knows exactly what I'm doing. Maria P. is asking, does Anastasia use her indoors a lot? She certainly does. You guys may have saw in the update that we gave about her since her move, that Anastasia is doing great with her indoor space. And we're actually working on feeding her specifically in her indoor space just to get her kind of accustomed to coming in there and understanding that it is a safe space. And from what I understand from caretakers, that she has made that connection and does understand that heated bungalow, obviously in addition to her outdoor heated den box, is going to be a great resource to stay comfortable and warm during the winter months. And Miss Anastasia certainly has a lot of pitter-patter, a lot of footsteps around her habitat. So another thing, Maria's asking, well, does Anastasia use her indoors a lot? And she certainly does, but she also uses her outdoor space a heck of a lot too. And in particular, oftentimes when the paparazzi or caretakers aren't watching, and if that's what Miss Cougar Anastasia sees fit to enjoy her wild at heart life, her batting around her beloved bowling pin toy or what have you. Nice to see her kind of turning around here. I wouldn't be surprised if she heads back into the shift while I'm here as well. And that's, again, cool to see her getting comfortable with that. Maybe I'll help her along and I'll get going so she can get going. Welcome, everyone. If you're just joining us, happy Wednesday. And a happy day for Miss Cougar Anastasia, who I'm going to let take in the sunlight on her pretty face. Well, I wish we were on the other side of this culvert, Miss Anastasia. We could see that pretty little nose of you sitting down. Oh, and now you're going piddle. Typical Wildcat, needing to mark one of their favorite spots. There's Anastasia marking her place there in the culvert. Let's see what some other Wild at Heart residents are up to here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. I do want to apologize. I started the live post a little early. I know that we're typically on our 2 p.m. Central Standard Time schedule, but I saw Miss Anastasia hanging out in her culvert, and you guys know the drill. I just couldn't help but go live and bring you all a little glimpse of Miss Anastasia enjoying her Wild at Heart life, thanks to you. And speaking of enjoying Wild at Heart lives, Daisy the tigress, are you one of those kitties? She says, you betcha I am. And I think we are going to get a very... Here we are. There we connect. That's no fun, Miss Daisy. We're in the middle of a stock here. I think she can see us through the trees there. I think she can. Do we count down to blast off or not? I'm seeing a little butt wiggling. I'm seeing her loading up. And away she goes. Were you playing with your toys earlier? I saw you playing with your toys, silly girl. You don't want to play with them now? She says, no. She says, no. What's your boyfriend doing? What's your boyfriend doing, huh? Quite the stalk from Miss Tigress Daisy. Truthfully, Daisy gives us always an amazing stalking presentation here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, so we can remind ourselves that a cat like Daisy is programmed to be a predator. Daisy is a tiger, despite the fact that many of our residents like her are coming from privately owned situations where people are perceiving a tiger as a pet, when in reality that is just not the case. Daisy gives us lots of reasons as to why she does not make an appropriate pet. And the programming that Daisy has, the predatory programming that is certainly a reason to behold. Isn't it, pretty lady? Yeah. Let me look at some comments while you're hanging out there, lady. Honey D sharing beautiful thank yous for all you guys do for these majestic creatures. Hey, what a sweet comment, Honey D. We appreciate that. And it's always worth echoing that everything that you see here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, all the thanks that you're giving for the compassionate lives that Miss Daisy is appreciating, Gino, Anastasia, all the cats here, all of that is thanks to you, our supporters. Isn't that right, Miss Daisy? And Daisy's also giving us another good example of a very frequent question, one that we've definitely been inundated with over the last 48 hours or so with this Arctic blast that hit northern Minnesota, is what do the cats think of the cold? What in the world do they do during the winter? Daisy's getting, I was going to give a little presentation, Miss Daisy, and now you're stalking me. Yeah. I'm going to turn to her boyfriend now. And cats like Gino, cats like Miss Daisy, every single, look at you got some mane stuck in your tongue there. Every single one. Gino, do you realize that I'm trying to do a spiel here and you keep on grooming your mane and it's getting caught up on the rasp of your tongue there? That's pretty cool. And you guys know, I'm sure you felt your domestic cats, they have the rasps on their tongue, those kind of barbed, sandpaper-like texture that helps them groom. Just like we saw there, it would help pluck any imperfections out of Gino's perfect mane. Obviously helps them deal with their prey. Where'd Miss Daisy go? Oh, is Gino gonna sing now? He says, let me just get resituated. That was a half-hearted sing, Mr. Gino, I tell you. That was a half-hearted sing. He's licking his manly bits, Miss Daisy. That's not camera appropriate. That's what I thought he was doing. That's what I thought he was doing. Daisy wants a treat, says Maria. Well, I see the caretakers are actually... You know, you keep on psyching me. Gino really keeps on psyching me out. I'm hearing these half-hearted carols from him, and I expect to hear a full-blown carol. But Maria was asking about treats. Well, they don't need treats from the paparazzi if they got the real deal. Caretakers are pulled up to the building. I see... There, Gino gets it all. He had to get it out of his system, he said. And Daisy says, I got to get this stock out of my system. Wow. That was quite the hello. I got a crazy tiger on one side. I got a singing lion on the other. Yeah. I keep on trying to finish a sentence, Daisy, and either the cat starts singing or you start stalking me or who knows what happens, pretty lady. But as I was saying, heard mentions of if I had any treats for the cats. Well, the cats got the real deal. They have their meal. I see that caretakers are pulled up to Wild Woodland, so they're probably in there cleaning everyone's bedroom. Obviously, cats are certainly spending more time in their indoor spaces with this cooler weather, so they're getting bed boxes changed out, pretty lady. They're getting waters filled. Obviously, lots of scrubbing and sterilizing from cats going potty in their rooms. And with that, it also includes their feeding. Oftentimes, the cats are fed before they're shifted out for cleaning like that. So Miss Daisy, she's already got a full tummy. And I see, looks like Tacoma and Quincy just looking across the street. This is one of those live posts where the lions are just not going to let the paparazzi finish a sentence. Gino is letting it belt out again. I hear Mansa over here. We'll walk over and check in with this pretty lioness. Tacoma and Quincy are looking out of their den box like, what in the world has gotten into these lions? You can see Leo hanging out near the building, curious about when caretakers are going to have his bed freshened up. I'm sure very soon, Mr. Leo. I see Mansa's in a good spot, so we're going to go around here and zoom way in on her. Patricia A saying lots of excitement today. Certainly. Cats are feeling the vibe, and the vibe is warmth. It is creeping up close to freezing today. So we're getting close to that 30-degree mark, which certainly makes a big difference in a lot of the cats' catitude. Especially after coming off a cold group of days like we've had. Look at Miss Mansa taking advantage of way up on her perch and platform. This is how I can hear every single lion song happening in the sanctuary and how I can participate. I got the perfect spot. Look at some comments. Nick joining us from Australia. Thanks for joining us, Nick. Hello from down under. Elaine commenting, I guess Gina was not quite finished and someone else joined in. It's like I said, it's the chain reaction. Sherry saying full choir, question mark. I don't know if I heard Sophie and Kimba over in Pride Prairie singing their lion songs as well, but almost a full TWS lion choir. Ellen Simmons saying he finally got it out. He did. What a beautiful song, says Belinda. Lovely vibrato. There was a lot of vibrato on that, Deborah. That kind of arpeggiated. Ew. Quite the vibrato and good the musical vocabulary there. Good thing everybody's enjoying the caring. Kathy Barton making me laugh. Do I hear Gino or Chewbacca? You know, that's a good question. I kind of sound like a Wookiee, Miss Mansa. Uh-oh, and I hear him singing again. Or Mansa will join in here. She says, I don't know. Mansa is just burning a hole in caretakers who are working across the way in in Feline Meadows. And she's already got her own group of caretakers working in her building. Mansa says, I'm just keeping an eye on all aspects of operations here at TWS. Now aren't you, pretty lady? And now Leo's singing, so maybe this will get Mansa singing. Oh, here we go. Well, howdy doody. That was a beautiful lion song. One of the many, that we've experienced on today's live post. It took you starting that one, mister, didn't it, to get your sister going? He says, you bet. That's sometimes all it takes. He said, I had to give just a little extra nudge to Miss Mansa to join in on the lion songs that were happening. There's Lion Leo we saw just perusing his habitat, initiated that lion song we all just heard, and got to see Mansa doing it up close and personal. You can see just how much of like a full body activity the caroling is. Her whole, like I said, her whole body kind of like gyrating and vibrating. That carol can actually be heard for up to 5 miles away. And that caroling is something that lions use in the wild to, one, establish their presence in a territory, and also just to kind of let other lions know that they're around and they're here. But here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, we can't really put our thumb on maybe why exactly they're singing. We kind of chalk it up to happy lion songs. We'll hear them sing after they're done being fed, after they're done having their rooms clean. You name it. They seem to just kind of belt it out. Here's Wally singing now. Oh, Miss Mansa. And you can see Mansa seated on the top level of her perch, reviewing her free-roaming habitat here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, and obviously a great vantage point to hear and see all the other singing rescued lions here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Belinda D saying, I could listen to that all day. I think you are exactly right, Belinda. Such a soothing noise, and just hearing, kind of like I said, that our lions are singing happy songs. Just maybe giving us an indication that we're doing our jobs right here, Miss Mansa, aren't we? Oh, this is a cool memory. Tracy F. Commenting, I remember when Shanti was the only lion and the Argentina lions arrived. I bet she was happy to hear the song of her people again. What a sweet memory, Tracy. I can only imagine Shanti was happy to have a choir to lead here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Obviously, she's always going to be the forever lioness conductor of all of our lion choirs here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. But I can only imagine how special it was for that girl, after not hearing lion songs for some time, being able to rejoice and sing together again. That's so cool. See the tiger trio kind of milling around. We saw them yesterday. We saw a little bit of we saw a little bit of Anastasia earlier on today's post. And a pretty calm afternoon. Obviously you can hear kind of the buzz of caretakers in the background, making sure all their chores are done. Speaking of chores, let me just out Alyssa and zoom way in on her. Give us a wave, Alyssa. And how apropos, waving with a snow shovel, because it's winter here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, and there is shoveling to be done, and there will be pretty much from now until, believe it or not, about March or April. Here's Mike. Hey, Mike. Meeting back up with Alyssa. He's got his UTV loaded up. The orange bucket's going to be for the used bedding that they're going to be taking out of some of the den boxes. They have the metal garbage can right there in the middle of the UTV. That's going to be filled with fresh bedding that they're going to be replacing into these den boxes for our cats in their indoor bedroom. And then the third one's just going to be for garbage. We've been putting in some extra enrichment boxes, things like that, to keep the cats entertained in their indoor room. So you can see caretakers are fully outfitted and ready to go to make sure that they can churn and burn and get all of the cats in their zone taken care of within their schedule. So, and another thing I see, which is always a great sign to see during the winter months at the Wildcat Sanctuary, is that plume of steam barreling out of the central animal buildings. That means they are staying heated and warm and toasty for all of our Wild at Heart residents here. Now let's see. We saw Daisy, we saw Gino, we saw Anastasia. I still don't know if we can compete with the amount of cats that we saw yesterday on yesterday's live post, seeing Dash and Marcus, or not Marcus, excuse me, Tarek and Polina, Dash fawning over Sabrina, and Sabrina fawning over Jeremy and Simon. Not sure, looks like much of the 5 wild. Oh, I see. It looks like Mr. Andre here. I can zoom in on Mr. Andre. Look at you hanging out under that tree. Goofball? You big goof? Yeah. Let's see here. Kim Jones, oh no, snow. Not looking forward to that here yet. We are right in the bosom of our snow weather here in Minnesota. So we are ready for it, prepared for it. Mentally, physically, emotionally, we're ready for winter here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. And you got cats like Andre, who's a cougar, who really, truthfully, flourishes in weather like this. You see many of our bobcats, many of our tigers as well, really do love the winter months. So I know that us humans, we kind of anthropomorphize a lot of things and just see ice and cold and snow and think it might be, you know, inhospitable. But for many of these cats, obviously they have, you know, their 24/7 heated central animal buildings. But you got cats like Andre and many of our tigers, like I said, our bobcats, who say this is a walk on the beach and then some. I wish it could be like this all year, Mr. Andre. Don't let everybody hear you say that, Andre. Don't let everybody hear you say that. Lots of hellos for Mr. Andre. He loves the outdoors, says Laura. I agree. Oh, and that was asking about Dash. Does Dash like it in the snow more than inside? Well, I think that's an easy question to answer. I don't think there's much to decide there. Dash loves the snow and playing around outside. Obviously, we do love that he takes advantage of his indoor bedroom, but certainly if Dash had it his way, he would play outside all day, every day. And kind of, I pointed out on another live post with some of the cougars getting their winter coat, but you can kind of see the hair on Andre's kind of chest or breast, if you will. And it's really fluffing up, and they kind of get this thick collar surrounding, you know, their shoulder blades and coming down under their lower portion of their neck, and you can really see that on full display. That even Andre's got his winter coat on, which makes hanging out on a piece of snow like he is just that much more comfortable. Now, Andre, I can't imagine that you are the only cougar hanging out here. I don't see any of your surrogate family, You can see Andre's just set aside in one of the many hangout spots in his free-roaming habitat. But kind of like we saw with Mansa, everyone's got a hidden agenda here. All the cats have a hidden agenda. Sometimes Andre's kind of got his neck curled back looking over at the tiger trio. Oh, there's Mansa singing. A beautiful Mansa. Beautiful. It sounded like that one was started by Sophie and Kimba. Sophie and Kimba. Everybody's chiming in today, aren't they, huh? Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't see the rest of the 5 Wild, which means they must be partaking in an infamous cougar cuddle puddle. We're having some troubles posting it on Facebook this morning, but we shared a reel on Instagram and posted a TikTok on TikTok of a cougar cuddle puddle. Actually, excuse me, that one shared on Facebook. It was this morning's one of Tarek and Shazam that wasn't sharing on Facebook. That was able to end up on Instagram and TikTok. But I imagine that must be where those cougars are. And now I'm kind of seeing a little bit of deja vu from what we had yesterday. See Shadow wanting to greet me in the corner of her habitat. I see Jeremy all the way across his habitat doing his daily walks with Tigress Sabrina. Well, she was right next to you, but then you started looking at the paparazzi, goofball. Yeah. Are you doing your walks with Bina? Yeah. Apologize again if I missed some of your comments on these live posts where I'm a bit more mobile, Shadow, because certainly want to address everyone's comments and engage everyone and let them join in on the conversation. You got a little snowbeard. You got a little snowbeard, Miss Shadow. She says hello. Shadow's got a little snowbeard. Looks like you got yourself a snowbeard, Miss Shadow. Oh, Maria P saying the Shazam and Tarek video was great. Oh, it was so adorable. Hopefully Facebook will let us share it as a reel later today. It was having, look at you, it was having some uploading issues on that platform. The reels are a new feature on Facebook, and I've just noticed that the publishing portal could use a little work, Miss Shadow, but we're glad we got it up on some of our other channels. Yeah, hi, pretty lady. Did we see you yesterday? She says, yes, you did, but you saw me blast off into a fit of zoomies that it looks like this really is a deja vu type of day. Shadow's got the zoomies again, blasting off. Jeremy and Simon are again escorting Tigress Sabrina along her shared wall up, and that is a UTV pulling up to Roar Ridge, excuse me, which means that might be a natural conclusion, Mr. Bogart, to our live post this afternoon. Let me see if Miss Tao is around. But I'm glad everyone could join us today. Started things off a little bit early because I did want to capture Miss Anastasia hanging out in her culvert, and I know that resident is special to many. So if you did join part way through the live post, be sure to watch the full post to see Miss Cougar Anastasia enjoying her habitat, enjoying one of the first snows here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, the first of many to come this winter. But maybe we'll say hi to Beauty if she's right here while I say goodbye to everybody. Beauty, Beauty. Let's see, Miss Beauty. You're a good listener, Beauty. She says, I'm a good listener. Did you hear me coming? Did you hear me say the B word? Did you hear me say the B word? Oh, look at this down the catwalk, on the catwalk. I'm a na-na-na. You know what I mean. My name is Beauty. Well, thank you for that, Beauty. Well, thank you for that. It's Miss Beauty. And she says, you've been talking about winter coats. I got a winter coat on. You certainly do. You have fluffed up a whole heck of a lot, Miss Beauty. Yeah, we see your fanny there. We see your fanny. Talking about wild instincts a little earlier on today's live post. Daisy exhibiting some of hers. Beauty showing us that scent marking is one of her wild instincts. One of the many reasons. One of the many reasons that she wouldn't make an appropriate pet. And as a matter of fact, Beauty being a former pet. Beauty, wherever I go, you just got to show me that tush, don't you? She says, oh, come on. Well, everybody, I certainly enjoyed today. I'm looking back at Sue Button saying thank you for the lovely musical live. It certainly was. Talking about how we saw Anastasia, but not only that, we were pretty much graced with lion songs like almost throughout the whole post. Here's Judson's trying to get out his company lines and kept on being interrupted by Gino, by Sophie, by Kimba, by Leo, by Mansa. Just trying to do my job, Miss Beauty, and we got all these singing lions. What do you got over there? Is that a special spot in the grass that you're digging around? Leave it to a lynx to settle down and find a cozy spot in the snow here. Obviously, we just saw her exiting her indoor bedroom, but still fun nonetheless to see what a cat like Miss Lynx Beauty determines as cozy and warm during the winter months. And how poetic. I hear some lion songs in the distance to really cap off the musical live post that we had today. And I just want to thank you all again for joining us today. I had a blast visiting with all of our cats, relishing in the lives that they live here, and thanking you guys for making it all possible. So Miss Beauty, you keep waving your tush at me and you keep on enjoying that little patch of snow and your free roaming habitat in the comfort of your indoor bedroom, and we all are going to enjoy the rest of our day as well. So thank you all, and have an excellent rest of your Wednesday, and looking forward to seeing you tomorrow here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Woo, off she goes. Bye everybody.